Hey, welcome back guys to the second episode of Cinema Voyage. In this week I'm gonna talk about French cinema. So let's get started. Lights, camera and cut. So obviously at number 1, The Untouchables.
Released on 2011, it's a comedy drama movie. In Paris, a quadriplegic millionaire is interviewing a candidate for the position of a caregiver. On other side, Dries is a street immigrant. Philip challenges Dries, offering him a trial period of 1 month to gain experience helping him. Dries accepts the challenge and moves into the mansion, changing the boring life of Philip and other employees. Although very different, two men bonds and develops a close friendship.
So next up, another famous movie which is Amélie.
This movie was released in 2001. It's a romantic comedy. As the name suggests, this is a story of an innocent and naive girl living in Paris named Amélie. Amélie gets hardly any real-life contact with other people. She later on becomes a young woman and moved to the central part of Paris as a waitress. After finding a lost treasure belonging to a former occupant of the apartment, she decided to return it to him. Amélie desires to help those around her and along the way discover love. But after consuming herself with these escapades, she finds out that she is disregarding her own life and damaging her quest for love. So now she must become more aggressive and take a hold on her life and capture the beauty of love she always demanded of.
Next up, a romantic drama which is Blue is the Warmest Color.
This movie was released in 2013. It's a romantic drama. The movie focuses on two young girls and the relationship between them. Adele is a high school student who is beginning to explore herself as a woman. She dates men but finds no satisfaction with them sexually, and she is rejected by the female friends who she does desire. Adele's life changes when she met Emma, a young woman with blue hair, who will allow her to discover desire and assist herself as a woman and as an adult. Together, Adele and Emma explore social acceptance, sexuality, and the emotional spectrum of the maturing relationship. Adele grows, seeks herself, loses herself, and ultimately finds herself through love and loss.
Next up, a movie which is dedicated to the black and white era of 1920s, which is The Artist.
This movie was released in 2011. It's a romantic comedy drama set in 1920s, and film star named George developed a relationship with a young dancer named Pepe against the backdrop of Hollywood's silent era. But George is very reluctant to cheat on his wife with a beautiful young actress. The growing popularity of sound in movies further separates the potential lovers, as George's career began to fade while Pepe's star rises. The introduction of talking pictures turned Valentine's world upside down.
So next, let's dive into a French prison with The Prophet.
This movie was released in 2009. It's a crime drama. This movie follows a 19-year-old Malik, a young Muslim man who just started his 6-year prison sentence in a France prison. He has no known friends or enemies inside when he is taken under the wing of powerful Corsican mob boss Luciani. He began performing regular assignments for him, proving himself invaluable to the imposing criminal. As Malik rises in the mob rank, a situation that eventually brings conflict with his own mentor.
Next up, a movie for the music lovers, which is The Chorus.
This movie was released in 2004. It's a musical comedy drama rated 7.9. An aimless child, Pierre, lives on a boarding school in France. The students and the faculty are constantly at odds with each other, until a music teacher, Clement Matthews, arrives and starts a choir. Clement, who has trouble of his own, tries to change the reactionary policies of the school. His effort has a particular effect on Pierre.
Next up, a French classic, which is La Haine.
This movie was released in 1995. It's a crime drama. The film follows three young men and their time spent in the French suburban over a span of 24 hours. When an young Arab got arrested and beaten unconsciously by police, a riot erupts in the notoriously violent suburb outside of Paris. During the riot that took place a night before, a police officer loses his handgun in the riot, only to leave it for Vince to find. Now, with the newfound means to gain respect that he deserves, Vince threatened to kill a cop if his friend Abdel dies in the hospital. due to the beating that he receives while being in the police custody.
Next up, a recent masterpiece from France, which is Portrait of a Lady Fire.
This movie is a modern day masterpiece, released in 2019. It's a romantic drama. In 18th century France, a young woman painter, Marianne, is commissioned to do a wedding portrait without her knowing on an isolated island. She observes her day by day to paint her secretly. But eventually, day by day, two women become closer as they share the last moments of freedom before the impending wedding.
Animation fans, make some noise for I Lost My Body.
This is an animated movie released in 2019. It's a fantasy drama. We have two characters living totally different parts of the town. A cut-off hand escapes from a lab with a crucial goal to get back to its body as it scrambles through the pitfall of Paris. It remembers its life with a young man it was once attached to until they met Gabrielle.
Next up, a biography, which is The Diving Bell and the Butterfly.
This movie was released in 2007. It's a biographical drama with an IMDb rating of 8. John Dominic Booby is the editor-in-chief of France fashion Bible, Elle magazine. Got a devastating stroke at the age of 43. The damage of his brainstem resulted in the Locken syndrome, with which he is almost completely paralyzed and only able to communicate by the blink of an eye. Almost frustrating at start, he learns to communicate effectively but slowly. Using this method, Bobby painstakingly dictates on the monumental and seemingly impossible task to keep it up with his pre-injury commitment to writing a book, changing its focus to life in his current state.
Next up, another French classic, which is Hidden.
This movie was released in 2005. It's a drama thriller, rated 7.3. Set in France, a married Parisian couple, Georgios and Annie, receives anonymous videos suggesting that they are being stalked. The tapes are followed by disturbingly violent, if childish, drawings. Georgios is a well-known talk show host, shrugs off the mysterious messages, but Annie grows increasingly distressed and fearful for their teenage son. She grows to suspect that an incident of Georgios' past is behind the increasing torment. As the tapes become more personal, Georgios takes it upon himself to find out who is behind all this and why they are putting his family through all this horror.
Next up, a twisted crime drama, which is Tell No One.
An accidental discovery of a doctor estate stirred up some painful memories. Margaret was murdered by a serial killer 8 years ago, and her husband Alexander continues to mourn her death. One day, police discovers 2 bodies near Alexander's home, along with some evidence implicating his involvement with the crime. On the same day, Alexander receives an email with a video showing his wife alive and well, along with a simple message, "Tell no one."
Next up, I offer you The Best Offer.
This movie was released in 2013. It's a crime drama, rated 7.8. In the world of high-end art auctions and antiques, Virgil Oldman is an elderly genius art expert, known and appreciated by the world. Oldman hires a young woman to auction off his largest collection of arts and antiques. But soon he falls in love with the young woman. After he shows her his priceless collection of portraits, soon she disappears with all of his paintings.
So let's end the list with another French classic, which is Amores Perros.
This movie was released in 2000s. It's a drama thriller. A horrific car accident connects 3 stories, each involving characters dealing with loss, regret, and life's harsh realities, all in the name of love. Amores Perros is a bold, intensely emotional, and ambiguous stories of lives that collided in the Mexico City car crash. Amores Perros explores the lives of disparate characters who are catapulted into an unfortunate dramatic situation instigated by the seemingly inconsequential destiny of a dog named Cuffy.
So hope you guys like the video. Hit that like button, consider subscribing because I will be posting one video every week. Check out these videos for more awesome content. Until then, bye.